Sailing across the seas.
So we are going to come now and introduce Kayla. You look really good. Look how good you look.
And I will
Awesome.
see you again. I will
Yeah.
see you again.
Yeah. So how old are you, Kayla?
25 years old.
25 years old. This is like such an important time in your life. Do you feel like it's a really important time in your life?
Crucial.
Crucial. Good.
Definitely.
It is crucial. And you and I have just recently beginning to know each other, and I have not done your chart yet. I will admit I've glanced at it.
Oh, really?
Every new friend that I have, business partner, relationships, I just use astrology as a tool, and I take a glance, sometimes a deeper look, and I'll do some compatibilities to see how we're going to get along, different things like that. That way, like, it prepares me. Because I'm a Pisces moon, I just believe that everybody is so fantastic, and I see the good in everybody. And I've gotten really hurt in my life because I didn't use any discernment. So sometimes the astrology for me is kind of like a protective tool, or at least prepares me to know like how best to communicate, say like with you. And it helps me know a little bit about a person so I know, just how to work around them. So without knowing any astrology, though, you and I have a great energy together, don't you think? Yeah. Now, I'm 44 years old. I know I'm looking really good, but
Right?
okay, well, you know what? I'm just happy in my life, and when you're happy, it comes out, and I think it keeps us youthful when we're laughing.
Or useful.
Yeah, lots of things it does to us. So,
You're making me blush already.
oh, it gets worse. Wait till we get into the chart. Cool.
I definitely follow everything that you say with interest.
I magnetize you.
Yes, and I'm excited to hear what.
Yeah, cool.
Definitely.
All right. So start with her chart. So I'm going to come over here a minute and it'll still be recording. So right now on the screen, I can see Kayla's chart. You guys can see us. We can't see each other anymore. Can't see ourselves anymore.
That's all right. We know we look good.
Now, Kayla has one of the most incredible charts. I mean, it's so neat and rare when you see a chart like this come up. So her birthday is July 22nd, 1985. Oh, I'm sorry, 1987. I have it correct here. Let me make sure I have it correct here. Yes, I do.
Yeah.
At 3:54 a.m. and she was born in Corona, California. And I'm just freaking out right now because the first thing I do is what I call just a psychic glance. I look to see if there's anything unusual coming out in this chart. First thing I look at in the glance, the rising, the sun, the moon, the Mercury, and the Venus and Mars. There's 6 planets that will shape who you are, the most powerful. And then there's other things going on. There are like inner workings of events in your life and how they connect to your planets and how you respond to different things, stuff like that. More actions. But this is more characteristics. In Kayla's rising sign, sun sign, Mercury, Venus, and Venus. So in those 4 planets, she has Cancer. So she is a Cancer sun sign. We know that. 4 out of the 6 planets, you have Cancer. Yeah. Anytime I see 3 or more, I pay close attention because it's such a special quality. There are some difficulties with that much energy. So Cancer is ruled by the moon, and the moon reflects the sun. So you are a reflection of everything that you come across. Every person that you come across, you are able to reflect them in some way. Okay? a lot of times, you know, we all talk about, oh, it's a full moon. People are crazy out there, right? I'm sure you've heard that.
I hear that a lot.
But
I even think it myself sometimes.
yeah.
See what's going on tonight.
The moon fluctuates and the different, as it, you know, goes through the different cycles throughout the month. And then when it's in a full moon, it's just illuminating amazing power. So imagine that not only do you have this amazing power in your sun sign, which is what they call like your ego, like what you're here to do on earth, is to kind of work out this sun sign. But you also, when people see you, they see you as a Cancer. And for any of those of you watching right now, isn't she the most beautiful Cancer you've ever seen? I mean, you see the big round eyes. You see that beautiful skin. Cancers usually have really beautiful skin. Yes. And just those, I mean, if you guys could see what I see when I look at her eyes, I don't know if it shows, but I mean, they just literally are drawing me in. They're just magnetic, her eyes. They're very illuminating.
There.
Now, get them up there. Let's see. We want to show. Look at these. Oh my gosh! Look at these gorgeous eyes. They are illuminating like the moon. And she just has. And it. What's really interesting
Now I'm
about
really
Kayla.
blushing.
Oh, you're good. I haven't started yet, honey. When I watch, because I'm a studier of body language, working with horses, you know, and different things, and everybody, and everything I do, I study every detail. And when you move, it's like you just flow in everything you do. She kind of always has, like, she's just always like this, really like loose, and she's just kind of, I'm a really good mimicker. And she's just, you know, like her hair. And I mean, she's just like the whole time, and she just knows how to. And it's like you're just next to her, and all of a sudden you just start. So anyway, I was just talking about your body language, and it's just so neat to me because I wonder, like, you know, how all that works. I really don't understand how actually all that works, but we all have different ways that we, you know, are influenced. I'm going to talk, since I was able to go with the first 4 planets, get those right out of the way, and I will talk in more detail about those. We're going to talk about your moon sign. Your moon sign is who you are. It's like who your emotions are, what your heart is, who you are as a child, like those childhood free feelings that we once had as children. A lot of times in life, we end up having a lot of difficulties, and we have to grow up fast, and we have to go through a lot of things. And so those things that were really precious to us, it's like we have to stuff them down almost. And your moon sign is in Gemini, okay? So Gemini is ruled by Mercury. Virgos and Geminis are ruled by Mercury. Mercury is the planet of communication. It's a very fast-moving planet that goes around the sun. Mercury's right with it. You know, it's always going. So it's fast-moving. So if your moon sign is in Gemini, which is ruled by Mercury, you're a fast thinker.
Very quick-witted.
Very quick-witted. And she is. I'm talking, I mean, this girl's hilarious. Like, she tells jokes, and I'm like...
Looks her and everything.
Yeah. You gotta have a little wit. One characteristic about a Gemini is they are the twins. So they talk about how it's kind of like the good girl and the bad girl. And then they even go into how there's 2 good girl sisters and 2 bad girl sisters. So there's really like 4.
Jeez.
So it's been known for people to call Gemini something like Sybil.
Well.
Has anybody ever called you Sybil before?
No.
Okay.
Thank God.
Good. The good part about that is that Geminis are kind of what they say, kind of superficial. Okay? It's an air sign. So you think with your head. You don't always. Now, it's hard for me to say this to you because you have 4 Cancers in your first 6 planets. That's the water sign, which is all emotion. Tons and tons of emotions.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Right. Extremely emotional, okay?
I don't know what you're talking about.
But thank God the universe lightened you up in your moon sign, gave you an air so you could be a little superficial. You could be kind of lighten things up a little bit. Does that make sense?
It does.
All right. Think like a Gemini, but you can have a 0 to 60 temper.
I've been known to.
I don't know.
Now that you mention it.
You can have a 0 to 60 temper. So Geminis can literally switch from, you know.
Anybody that knows me.
Do you feel that when you
yeah.
do you feel like there's any transition period between I'm okay to I'm really mad?
About 60 seconds.
About 60 seconds. Yeah. So that's what you experience then when you have emotions, especially because Gemini is in your moon sign. When somebody triggers your emotions, bam.
Like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Especially anybody that's ever met me or knows me.
Yeah. Now let me
I'm
ask.
working on it though.
You are working on it.
Very
you are
working
working
on
on it. Let me ask you this question. Let's see.
That
what was my
25-year mark has definitely been a big switch.
Yeah, that 25-year mark. So you're getting ready for your first Saturn when you're 29 years old. People don't realize that Saturn, and your Saturn is in Sagittarius, which will be next. At 29 years old, that 2.5-year period from 29 to like 31 and a half, people have the greatest transitions in their life. A lot of times they get married.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. So you're in
There'll be
preparation.
something. I'm not sure what, but there'll be something.
Yeah, you can feel it coming.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Yeah. Now, let me ask you this question. When you go to that angry stage as a Gemini, boom, you're there, okay? When you flip back over to everything's okay, do you let go of that really easy? Or do you feel like you hold on to that?
No, I don't hold on to it.
You're able to let go of it. Uh-huh. That is another Gemini trait, that ability to all of a sudden, like, what happened?
I'm all good now.
Yeah, I feel great. I feel great. But I just want to go back to all this Cancer. Do you realize how incredibly psychic that you are?
No.
No. It's probably just who you are, so you don't know to compare yourself to anybody else. But I want to try to see if I can't ask you some questions about your intuitiveness. Like, do you feel like you can read people very well?
I used to think I could, but I think I've had a lot of bad readings, so I try not to.
You try not to.
I try not to trust my, my psychic ability or whatever you want to call it.
And it might be that you're young, and I think one of the things that people who have a lot of Cancer have to deal with is a lot of their readings, a lot of their intuitions can be confusing because it's ruled by the moon. It fluctuates, and it's very based on how you feel versus maybe a true reading.
Right.
Like,
I see that.
do you see what I mean?
I do.
It has to go through all your emotions, so you're not able to be objective in reading a situation because you're so dripping with all these emotions, right?
Right.
Being that you have so many again, everything you think and do is just emotions.
That could definitely get in the way.
Right. Me being a Pisces moon, I'm able to read people's feelings, but same thing. If I'm too wrapped into it, they end up taking me down. So it's kind of like people with water signs have to be really careful.
Sailing across the seas, spirit turns to me.